Have you ever woken up and felt like you're standing the middle of nowhere? Your life's map, the one you thought you had all figured out, feels crumpled, unreadable, maybe even gone. You're staring at the mirror, wondering, who am I now? Where am I even going? If that sounds like you, take a deep breath, because here's the truth. You're not lost, you're becoming. Today, we're diving into what that means. Those moments of doubt, of feeling untethered, aren't dead ends. They're doorways to a version of you that's stronger, truer, and more alive than ever before. This video is for you, the person who's lived a little, loved a lot, and maybe feels a bit stuck right now. We're talking about identity anxiety, that restless, sometimes heavy feeling when you question who you are, what you're doing, or whether you're enough. Maybe you're navigating a career change, a divorce, or just that quiet ache of wondering, is this really me? We're going to explore why these moments happen, why they're not failures, and how they're actually powerful turning points in your journey. Over the next 40 minutes, I'll share stories, insights, and practical steps to help you see that every question you're asking yourself, a step becoming who you're meant to be. Stick with me, because this is going to be a conversation that lights up your path. Let me start with a personal story. A few years ago, I hit a wall. I had a career I'd worked hard for, a routine that looked good on paper. But one morning, I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize myself. It wasn't just burnout. It was deeper. I thought, when did I lose track of who I am? It felt like I was failing, like I'd missed some memo on how to have it all together. But looking back, that moment of feeling lost was when I started to find myself again. It's like the universe was nudging me to grow. Does that resonate with you? Maybe you've had a moment, a layoff, a move, a relationship shift, where you felt like the ground beneath you vanished. That's where our story begins today. Society loves to sell us a myth. Life should be a straight line. Graduate, get a job, build a family, retire happy. Check the boxes and you're set. But life, it's more like a winding path through a dense forest. Sometimes the trail disappears and you're left wondering if you're lost. Spoiler, you're not. That feeling is your soul saying, hey, it's time to evolve. Let's talk about someone like Sarah, a 45-year-old teacher who spent 2 decades shaping young minds. She loved her job, but one day, she realized it didn't light her up anymore. She started questioning everything. Is this all there is? Did I miss my shot at something bigger? That's identity anxiety. It's the tension between who you were, who you are, and who you're reaching to become. For Sarah, that discomfort led her to a pottery class on a whim. She wasn't an artist, or so she thought. 2 years later, she's running a small ceramics business, teaching workshops, and says she feels more like herself than ever. Lost moment wasn't a failure. It was the spark of her transformation. Why does this hit those of us with some life experience so hard? If you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, or beyond, you've likely faced big changes: kids moving out, careers plateauing, relationships evolving. These shifts don't just change your circumstances, they challenge your sense of self. Psychologists like Erik Erikson, who studied human development, tell us that identity isn't something you lock in during your 20s. It's a lifelong journey. Every major life event, a loss, a milestone, asks you to redefine who you are. That's why a divorce at 50 or a career pivot at 40 can feel so disorienting. It's not just about logistics. It's about re-answering the question, who am I? The good news, that discomfort is a sign you're ready for a new chapter. It's like a caterpillar in a cocoon, messy, tight, but necessary for transformation. Here's a practical step to ground this. Grab a notebook, or just pause and think, what part of you is ready to grow right now? Maybe it's a skill you've always wanted to learn, like painting or coding. Maybe it's a conversation you've been avoiding with a partner, a boss, or even yourself. Or maybe it's a dream you've tucked away because it felt too big. Write down one thing, no matter how small. This isn't about solving everything today. It's about listening to that quiet voice inside you. If you're feeling stuck, this question is like a flashlight in the fog, helping you see the next step. Okay, I want to hear from you. When was the last time you felt lost? And what did it teach you? Maybe it was a job that didn't work out, a relationship that reshaped you, or a moment where you realized you wanted more. Drop it in the comments below. I'm reading every one, and your story might inspire someone else watching. Let's make this a conversation, because we're all on this path together. So, how do we move through these moments of uncertainty? Becoming is messy, and that's okay. You don't need a 5-year plan or a perfect vision of your future. The goal is to take one step toward who you're becoming. Here are 3 practical ways to do that. First, anchor yourself in the present. Make a list of 3 things you love about your life right now. It could be as simple as your morning coffee ritual, the way your best friend makes you laugh, or how your garden looks in the sunlight. This list reminds you that even in uncertainty, there's beauty in your life. Second, connect with someone. Talk to a friend, a mentor, or a therapist about where you want to go next. There's power in saying your dreams out loud. It makes them feel real. Third, take one tiny action. If you're curious about a new career, watch a YouTube tutorial or read an article. If you want to rediscover your creativity, doodle for 10 minutes or try a new recipe. Small steps build momentum, and momentum builds clarity. Let me tell you about my friend Mark, a 52 20-year-old accountant who thought his life was fine. Stable job, nice house, but he felt like he was sleepwalking through it. One day, he stumbled across an online hiking group and decided to join them. He hadn't hiked since he was a kid. Something about it called to him. That one decision led to new friendships, a passion for photography, and a blog where he now shares his adventures. Mark didn't have a grand plan, he just took a step. And that step changed everything. What's your next step? It doesn't have to be climbing a mountain. Maybe it's signing up for a class, calling an old friend, or even just giving yourself permission to dream again. Let's talk about why this matters. When you're in the thick of identity anxiety, it's easy to feel you're doing something wrong, like everyone else has it figured out. But here's a secret nobody does. Not really. Even the most put together people you know are still navigating their own paths, still becoming. The difference is they keep moving, even when it's scary. And you can too. Try this. Every morning for the next week, ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today to feel more like me? It could be listening to music that lights you up, taking a walk to clear your head, or writing down a goal you've been afraid to admit. These small acts are like breadcrumbs. They lead you back to yourself. Another tool that's helped me is reflecting on past, lost moments. Think back to a time when you felt adrift. Maybe it was a breakup, a career setback, or a season where you just felt off. What got you through? For me, was starting a journal, not a fancy one, just a notebook where I scribbled my thoughts. I wrote about what scared me, what excited me, what I wanted. Over time, those pages showed me patterns. Things I kept circling back to, like clues to who I was becoming. If you're not sure where to start, try this prompt. If I could do anything without fear of failing, what would it be? Write for 5 minutes, no editing, no overthinking. You'd be amazed at what comes up. As we near the end, I want to remind you of something. You're not alone in this. Every person you admire, every success story you've heard, has had moments of doubt. What makes them shine is that they kept going. They didn't wait for certainty. They took messy, imperfect steps. And you can too. If you're feeling overwhelmed, start small. Maybe it's taking a walk to think, signing up for a workshop, or even just telling yourself, rhyme it now, as I am, because you are. You're not behind, you're not broken, and you're definitely not lost. You're not lost, you're becoming. Those moments of doubt, those nights where you lie awake wondering if you're enough, they're proof you're alive, growing and reaching for more. You're on a path, even if it's hidden in the fog right now. Take one step today, any step. It could be writing that journal prompt, trying something new, or just giving yourself permission to not have all the answers. You're already further along than you think. If this video resonated with you, hit that subscribe button and join our community. We're here to keep exploring what it means to become our best selves. And please share your thoughts in the comments. What's one step you're ready to take? I can't wait to hear. Until next time, keep walking your path. You've got this.